It's your girl BeeTap, and you are listening to Consciously Tapped In. Oh my gosh, this is the first episode of the second season after my little break. How y'all feeling? Y'all my first guest.
Phenomenal and excited.
Well, I'm glad y'all are, with this being a show about vulnerability and, just letting things out. I will say, I don't know what it was about today, but I have been extremely emotional, and I didn't like it because I'm like, no, like I want to be happy in front of the camera, and I'm just have all these happy thoughts, but that just goes to show you can plan, and things will not go how you envisioned it, but you just got to keep rolling with the punches. For real though, like my cousin handed me a Gatorade through the car and I got teary-eyed. I was about to cry. I was like, what the is wrong with me?
It happens to the best of us.
The waves. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so just had to get that out. So excited. Okay, so today we will be tapping into the minds of women. Okay, and so I have two here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Darrien, and I'm the credit caterer.
The credit what?
The credit caterer.
Yes.
My focus is building intergenerational wealth in the Black community through leveraging your credit, because we right now. I just went through District D, working with Jeremy Darby and his candidacy, helping. Canvassing, and I saw so many houses that are for sale, and I would prefer that it be us Black people buying those houses back and us doing our gentrifying and building our own community. And so that's why I got into that.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So before I get to, I'm not gonna say her name because I want you to introduce yourself. I met Darrien through Warren, in a sense. Warren Austin, this guy there on Facebook is just crazy. But he did a post one day a long time ago, pretty much uplifting Black women that he see on his timeline doing great things, entrepreneurs, and it was about maybe 25 of us, and he was like, and celebrate each other and also add each other. So here we are, adding all these women, all this women empowerment. And I mean, that was a while back. And at some point
I reached out to you and because, she has this dope podcast, and I'm like, we're starting a podcast called Unpacking, where we unlearn what's unhealthy to create a safe space for Black people to discuss their traumas and those things that are holding us back mentally. And I'm like, who else should I talk to other than BeeTap? And so I'm like, hey, and she was like, brunch? And I'm like, yes, brunch. And we ended up just clicking like this. It was crazy. Most of our conversation was not podcast related
at all whatsoever. Like laughing, crying, tears coming out the eyes. Like this girl, since I met her, has been just like phenomenal. So I just have to tell that backstory. Thank you. Okay, and to my right we have.
My name is LaCharm. I'm a poet in Houston and a musician. I kind of met you just randomly showing up at Target.
No, I feel like I saw you before then, like with Tiffany and Emily, because we're always kind of
we just be running into each other. But I seen you at church today, and man. Whew. It was something else in the atmosphere today, for real.
So, because I want to say something about that too. What do you do? Like, tell the people what do you do.
I'm an author. I write poetry books. I have 3 poetry books called Charm Chronicles 1, 2, and 3. I also make music. I produce music, and I can play almost any instrument.
Nice.
Yeah, so, that is so impressive. Dope. And you help children, right? With okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah, I work with little kids right now.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. So her saying that we saw each other at church today. So a friend invited us. Tiffany invited us to her church, and it is called the Bread of Life Church. No,
yeah,
I
St.
mean,
John's.
St. John's downtown. And that sermon, I came late, but the sermon was right on time for me with how I was feeling today. It was speaking about one, like addiction, and you can have an addiction to anything, you know, so it doesn't have to necessarily be a drug.
Right.
And it was just pretty much talking about overcoming, not giving up, and staying determined, you know, and just that whole sermon, and the people in there, and people being so vulnerable or whatever. With me going in there already with the mindset of the things that I had on my mind, it was like right on time. And then Tiffany does amazing inspirational Sundays on Amazing 102.5, and I go in there and still with my emotions, you know, I go to the restroom and try to, you know, wipe my eyes and stuff, and she tells me to come here, and I go there, and she just embraces me, and I break down. Next thing I know, she's hugging me, Charm is hugging me, Ebony is hugging me, like a circle, you know, a circle of comfort and protection and uplifting, and they were just saying encouraging words, and that was very much needed. And I thought I would be done being emotional, then the Gatorade thing happened. So off of all of that, we are tapping into, like I said, in the minds of women. There were supposed to be more, but you know what? God works in mysterious ways. So we about to see what's about to get cooked up right now. Okay. So I want to start off definitely on a good thing. What are the joys you feel about being a woman?
All of them? Just the
Yeah, I just feel powerful.
yeah.
I feel like I have the power to feel anything, any kind of emotion that I want to feel. Some people out here go through so many things in life, and it makes them cold. A woman, man, we go through crazy emotions, up and down. It's a roller coaster every day. So it's just a blessing to be able to feel.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't even know where to start answering that question.
Oh, Lord. She about to pull out a whole
To be a woman, some joys that I get from them, I'm not gonna lie, I just love my body. I admire it, the body of women in general. I enjoy the essence of, like she's saying, being able to feel those emotions, being able to feel soft without people saying, well, you know, sometimes all those judgments that we're dramatic, because I am. But, but I enjoy being able to do that. Just be my true, genuine, dramatic self.
Yes.
And, you know, people just accept that.
Yes.
I think that is a plus that comes with being a woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a good thing when you love the skin that you're in, because I feel like that confidence alone just like does so much for you as a whole, you know. I would say I love that we are life givers, and I say that more than physically, like just giving birth. I feel like women, we can give birth to so many things, and we literally speak life, whether you're a poet, whether you're a friend, you know, whatever. It's like there's power in the tongue, and I feel like us as women have so much power to uplift each other and encourage each other. So life-giving for me with being a woman, because I see how I'm able to do it in so many ways.
Yeah.
That's what's most important for me.
That's really good.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like,
really
dang.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I do want to piggyback off of something you said, or add a question too. With the emotions that we go through, we often get told that we are too emotional. Do you feel like being told things along those lines like makes you want to kind of switch it up and be like, all right, well, let me be hard, like, because I don't want to be told that why you crying, or no, you shouldn't be, you know, like.
I just think it comes with confidence. If you have the confidence to be vulnerable to yourself in front of others, then you being emotional comes easy. So there's no such thing as being too emotional, because a person can just feel whatever they want to feel. I mean, you have to let that energy go. You have to let it out somehow. And it's better to let out through tears, through other actions and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in no way do I feel any type of way when somebody tells me I'm too emotional. I am responding to this action this way for a reason. I do feel like sometimes there are things within us that maybe we could deal with that could smooth our reaction to some things, but I feel like this is how I am, this is how I feel, and I'm allowed to acknowledge and voice that, and I will. That's gonna be that on that.
Yeah. That is so funny that you said that, because I was scrolling, I was like, hold up. So this was a question submitted by a man.
Okay.
when I initially made the post of, okay, gonna be doing In the Minds of Women's, drop your questions, so also, I should have said this at the beginning. Of course, none of any of this applies to every woman. We have to keep that in mind. But again, this is coming from a man. So it says, why does it seem like women have a hard time being accountable for their wrongs? And then they added, there's more than likely an excuse about what someone else did to cause the reaction. That was, and so I was just like, she read out my phone. So again, the question: why does it seem like women have a hard time being accountable for their wrongs?
I feel like, okay, so first off,
here go the reaction.
No, but I do feel, I also would agree with that. But one, I want to just make it clear that it's not just women. In my opinion,
exactly.
Males also have that issue, especially if it's a touchy subject from something that they haven't emotionally dealt with. Unpacked. Thank you. But so I feel like it's hard because we as women, being the vulnerable ones, being the soft ones, I try to approach the situation from that perspective with a healing touch. Everything that I try to do for someone else is to help them grow and expand on some level. So if I'm in a position where I'm not doing that with you, then you have influenced me in some way to, like, I'm annoyed with you, I'm frustrated with you because of something that you did. Something, if I've tried to explain myself or express myself, and I know me personally, I'm soft, but I can also be very hard because I'm a logical thinker, so I just can be abrasive, I guess, with my approach sometimes. So that's fair, but that is me acknowledging and being accountable, just throwing that out there.
Well, her voice got low in that way, like, yeah, this the one time y'all gonna hear this.
But no, so that's something I think that whenever, that may be why it appears as though, I'm blaming you for me acting this way, when in real life nobody does control how you respond to anything. That is always on you. But if I am frustrated with you, I'm allowed to acknowledge that frustration, and I will let you know until you fix it,
way.
or I'm out, and that's that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I just think it's an ego thing. Like, you just gotta push your ego to the side. Some women have a big ego. Some have also had a shattered ego. So it's a little harder to, hold yourself accountable. But yeah, that's all I see it.
I've struggled with accountability. If something was done to me, I would I don't know, I guess want to have vengeance, and I would be like, and I'm doing it because this, or because and of course, with maturity and just growing up and knowing that, every reaction has every action has a reaction, and every decision has a consequence. You have to get out of that mindset and just know that it is okay to say I'm sorry, or just have those conversations of, you hurt me, but I'm gonna be here, and how can we how can we prevent this again, rather than there just being domino effects of or tit for tat more so.
Here's one of the reasons that I think that happens for me, when some of my experiences when I try to approach someone and say, this hurt me. I didn't like what you did. Now they're saying, oh, well, I did this because, et cetera, et cetera. You know, they're the ones saying, you know, and that makes it difficult for you to put yourself back in a vulnerable position. Like you say, your ego comes into play because I tried it with you, and you wasn't hearing what I had to say, and now I have to take a different approach, and you probably won't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Charm.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna switch it up because you are a part of the LGBTQ community, and so are you a dominant? Like, I'm so sorry. Look, I don't.
I think I am. I'm just aggressive. But I think that just comes with me being an Aries. Like,
oh my gosh, you're Aries. Hold up! Gang, Capricorn. Step it up.
I just think that's where it comes from.
Okay, so the question is, what do you prefer, that a woman submit to you, or do you submit to a woman, or do you try to meet in the, like, do you feel that there should be one or the other or both?
I think it should be equally yoked. Like, everybody the other person should submit to the other person. In a relationship, you definitely have to be vulnerable to each other, because if only one person is vulnerable, then that just creates chaos. So it's not really so much of who's more dominant or who's more vulnerable. It's just everybody has to kind of balance each other out.
Okay.
I think that's a self-awareness thing because I think that like she said, each person should submit to the other, but it should be, I mean, I won't say should, but in my opinion, for me, I would prefer to submit to you in your strengths and vice versa. If you know I'm stronger than you in this thing, let me lead you here, and I will follow you when you're stronger than me. And that way, teamwork makes the dream work.
Ooh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Because this was another question that was submitted, was what would it take for a woman to submit to her man? And I think it's, some guys just don't get it. You know, they think that that's how it should be, not knowing that you have to be at a certain level mentally, emotionally, spiritually, for a woman to be like, okay, I will let you lead, or I do trust my life in your hands. You know, so I guess to answer the question for me, I guess I just did, like, emotionally, spiritually, you know, like, I just can't, because I put everything back to me being a mother, and me, after you deal with certain disappointments, like, I'm independent, you know, I'm an independent woman, you know, and so it is hard for me to give in to someone fully. Like, you have to show me that you can be that person, and then I will. And I have not met that person.
I watched this sermon from this pastor called Michael Todd. He has a church out in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, called Transformation Church. He did a sermon on being single and versus being alone. And he preached about how people have to learn how to be single themselves. They have to be whole within themselves in order to be able to have a successful relationship. Most people think that when they're single that they're lonely, when really they're not confident in themselves. So they have to kind of just have that wholeness within themselves.
I can agree with that. My aunt used to always tell me that, like, when I was younger, I would just move, because I think maybe the military kind of just had me moving wherever. If I didn't like something, I'm out. And so I would move, and my auntie would always tell me, she would say, I understand you moving, but wherever you go, you're going to take you with you. You know, and so until I went to therapy and kind of worked through the things that I was trying to leave there that was still coming with me, I couldn't really I felt more alone than single, because I wasn't focusing on addressing the issues that were making me feel that way in the first place. So that was a word right there.
That really was.
Yeah.
I think I needed to hear that, because I still wrap my mind around I'm single.
Yeah.
Like, this is so weird. It's so foreign. I think I'm a little lonely, but not really. I was
Dangerous
thinking,
when I'm single.
oh Lord.
I enjoy being single.
I
It's
mean,
so much
I'm.
hate it.
You say you hate it, because I have never really been single.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is foreign. And I say it's the most wonderful yet saddest, best, but work like it, like everything. It has its positive and then it has its negatives, but I am definitely embracing the positives more, now. So that part.
Yeah.
So you saying that, that's why I was over here like, woo. Woo. All right. So another question that was submitted: how do y'all feel about the systematic destruction of the Black household?
Ooh.
Whoa.
I do feel that was a thing that occurred for sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
I think it's a lot of outside influences that broke the household down.
I feel like, why aren't we, I do feel like we're making those steps now, but
Yeah.
I feel like what took us so long to get back to building those households. I feel like she said social influences a lot of, in the media they said, oh, Black families aren't even a thing and blah, blah, blah. But in real life, we had them everywhere all the time. I saw them all the time. They may not have been the healthiest. I think that's a whole thing.
A whole
A whole nother class. Show.
Say a whole nother class.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it occurred, and I feel like it's not, the systematic breakdown is not what we should be focusing on, but we need to be focused on how do we rebuild what we want to be, what we want our future to see, what we want them to grow into.
I think the culture of Black families is what keeps them bounded and together. I come from a multiracial family, and when I tell you, like, both sides are totally different.
Wow.
It's two different struggles, but the culture in Black families is love, like, regardless of anything,
And I don't think that's healthy, if I'm honest.
It's not, but it can be. It's just people have triggers that they don't like to speak upon in families, and I think that's where it goes south. Black families are very prone to keeping family secrets, and I think that's kind of what kind of knocks them down. But
I don't think, I think love conquers all. I do definitely think that, but at the same time, I think sometimes we put the label of love on family when it's not earned, in my opinion. Sometimes they tell you, that's your sister, that's your brother, stay
Y'all gotta love each
stay
other.
in touch all the time. But
some people have never been they've never been exposed to real love.
Also true.
That's one good thing about, like, my mom's side. My mom's white, my dad is Black. My white grandfather, that's all he does is show love. Whether you can throw rocks at his windows or whatever, he will still probably help you out if you are in need. Versus the other side,
They're throwing them rocks at my
Remember that time you threw that rock in my window in 2003? I'll never forget it, so don't ask me for nothing.
Yo.
Black people just have, over the years, they haven't really been exposed to real love. And when they have been exposed to real love, it's been either taken away from them or it's been charged against or something. I just feel like oppression has a big influence on why the Black families struggle.
Yeah, I can agree with that completely.
Another thing with the destruction is someone spoke on, like, literally the government saying, hey, we'll help you, but you got to kick that man out. You know, you can't have no man in your household. We'll help you with everything else. You got to put this man on child support or whatever. And me, you know, y'all know my story. I did put my daughter's father on child support, and I used it, and it wasn't initially after we broke up. You know, it was a little while, but I think when that happens, that people almost use that as a tool, like, okay, it's finally over. Because I had someone tell me, they told someone else, okay, I will help you, but I won't do it until I know that you don't him. So you need to put him on. Like, that's a tool. Wow. It's a tool, you know, instead of like really sitting down and being like, what is the benefit of this? How will it affect us? You know, so on and so on. And I remember you know, after us being broken up, he also said to me, like, this is like, there will never be, you know, no going back. And I mean, at that point, like, it was just like we were so destructed, you know, whatever. But like I said on the episode before, you know, just knowing how it affects the black man, you know, I wish I had it. Because if ever there's a downtime and, you know, like where you're either not working or in between jobs, and so there's that lapse, like, are they gonna take you for all you got, you know? And I never want that, you know. So now being older, I'm just like, damn, you know. And so that, and but then just again,
it's a lot that goes into that, though.
Yeah,
it's a lot that goes into it. And
like the government kind of becomes bae to the black woman, you know. Like, we're gonna give you we gonna provide for you.
Here's the thing for me, you know, and no judgment to anybody else, I really don't know how to, I hope this doesn't come off offensive, basically, but to me, I could never settle for what the government will give you. It wouldn't have been enough for me to say, oh, I'm gonna kick him out the house, because if we work together, we can come up with way more than whatever this few $100 that you tossing at me. How I'm gonna keep my children from, I mean, how am I gonna get my children out of this situation if all I'm living off of is your $100? And then they limit you, and once they start giving you money, they say, well, you can't make more than this. And now that's how, you know, you stand in that same bounded down. So
I made
limitations are a killer. It's a killer.
I remember when Jamie had like CHIP or whatever, so it's like I made too much to have Medicaid, but I was okay with like getting CHIP, or more so because I had him on child support. So it's like when you do that, you can still whatever. But then it got to a point where I think I made like $12 over the limit, and they cut the insurance off. They was like, up, you over the, like, you 2 cents over the limit, like, bam, you know. And I'm just like, bro, that's crazy, you know. And so to go from paying like $50 a year to $150 to $200 a month, ooh, shit. And I don't even be really cursing on this podcast. Okay, so that the system, man. But you know, but it's a good thing when you are able to level up with your money, and then, you know, you ain't got to depend on the government, because like you said, it keeps you in that place. It keeps you, and you won't want to do better for yourself because you won't get these benefits. You know, you got to be the benefit to yourself.
Just so y'all know, she did the hashtag. I mean,
on the benefits. Let me look in the camera. Benefits. Yeah, that's for the listeners, but the camera caught it. Watch this on YouTube.
A word.
Ooh, okay. Okay, so what is the most valuable lesson? Nope, I'm going to say that for another episode. What's something you wish you knew 10 years or less ago that you know now?
I don't think it's about knowing. I think that a lot of us have learned or seen or received the information at one point in our life. I wish I accepted and acknowledged. Be still. That's what I want.
Oh my gosh!
That's a word right there.
Y'all keep talking. I'm like, y'all do what y'all do real quick.
People been telling me that for a long time. I moved too fast. I'm trying to get to my goals, and I feel like a lot of times I accidentally made the wrong pivot because I missed this one little detail, and it will deter you dramatically. You know, they say that when you're working, you can get more done in 15 minutes if you just put your phone on mute. Because if you don't do that, you think that you're being delayed for just a few seconds while you respond to that text message, but now whatever was in that text message is on your brain and it's distracting you from doing this, and now this task is turned into an hour, and that can apply to your whole life.
Girl,
And so that's my be still.
Man, I'm gonna leave it with that too.
What does this say?
I want to be still.
I just said this yesterday.
Into our Unpacking podcast.
Like, so for you, I'm getting so many confirmations today. It is ridiculous. Like, that is so real.
This is what's stirring in here.
My mother always tells me, you know, everything will be okay. Tomorrow will always be a brighter day.
And that's the whole mood.
Oh yeah.
So, look, for the listeners, Courtney Lynn, Poetically Courtney Lynn, just walked in. Gonna do her cipher. Yes.
I'm sorry I'm late.
No, it is A-okay. It is A-okay. He gonna get all that taken care of, that front room. You gonna shoot you. Oh, look, sis, that's all you. That's all you. Okay, you ain't need that makeup. Okay. For me, definitely what you said, to accept the things that I was being told. I think one of the biggest things that we were told was don't grow up too fast, you know, or you know, and it's just like we want it to be so grown. We always looking for it, like we do I can't wait till I'm 16, and then I can't wait till I'm 18, I can't wait till I'm 21, I'm 27, and I'm like, chill, bro, chill life. Like, you know, like I don't want none of this, you know, no more. And I just wish that I had enjoyed life in a sense of at the age that I was at, and acted my age, and that way I would go to college during that college time period for me, you know, but I had to make myself grow up because I was making grown up decisions. Okay, bang bang bang. That part. Look, that part. So this was also submitted, where is it? Oh, which I don't find this to be true. You know what? Shut up, Brittany. Anyways, why do you think it's hard for us as women to celebrate one another? Or exactly. Yeah.
So, I think that was a thing at a certain time, but not ours.
I think that's the old school method. You know, back then I don't know what they thought, but it's really not that hard because we can all level up and do it beautifully together.
There's somebody that I celebrate her all day long on my Instagram. I'm about to do it right now. Shout out to Meals by Mel. Like, she cooks and she does a phenomenal job. But when I tell you, I use my social media to share beautiful women, whoever doing
shares
business,
my stuff,
whatever it is. I'm here to celebrate the woman. I'm here to celebrate anybody who's really giving out good energy. But I think I kind of do favor my ladies. I do. I don't see it as a problem at all.
Exactly. I think did that come from, I don't know if that came from a woman or a man, but I will say experiencing it, I feel like it's definitely who you surround yourself with and what you look to. If all you doing is this probably came from somebody that watched Love and Hip Hop. Like, you know what? And I don't even know who it came from because again, these questions are from when I first wanted to do this. But I'm within the poetry community and meeting, you know, wonderful Black women like you, entrepreneurs. It's like all I see is support and encouragement. And I tell people all the time, like I just thought it was strange when I first met these two because I'm like, dang, everybody like happy and like cheering on each other. Like, who about to fight? Who about to throw a drink? You know, and it's definitely what you look to and surround yourself with, and also the energy you exude.
Oh
you
my
know?
gosh, I was just about to say that.
Woo,
I was
girl,
gonna
I
say,
bet
check
you
and see
could.
who you are, because if you're not giving off energy worth supporting, then I mean, you know, that's
you
a
need to spend more
thing.
time with yourself.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
real thing. Because at one point in my life, I wasn't. I won't say I wasn't friendly, but I was received differently than I wanted to be received, and I kept saying, like, why don't society just change? Why don't society just change?
Not you.
No,
Just like,
yeah, because I'm very blunt with my truths, you know, and I'm willing to have a discussion.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes, you know, you can see that on the internet a lot where people will be arguing when it's really just an opportunity to discuss your opinion versus your opinion. They don't have to be the same, you know? And so I don't have a problem having you disagree with me. We're just talking, but other people get elevated and I'm still like, and so I wasn't received very well at one point. But then I just decided to just readjust, I think. And I think maybe the person that said that might need to do some readjusting. Because you can't change society. You gotta get, you know, still be yourself, but find that tweak that will help you. Because now I'm getting invited to stuff.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really, you know, what I have, you know, for y'all. I really appreciate. What is you laughing at over there? I really appreciate y'all being a part of this.
No, we
like,
appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. In the minds of women, and I know it was the first question I asked, but just to summarize it, just really short. Again, what are the joys of being a woman? What did you say?
Oh, what I said?
Yeah, I mean, or, you know, if you got something new, add to it, please.
Well, I was just gonna be kind of corny, but one of the joys is being able to be invited to the Women's of Minds of Women podcast with you.
Okay.
So that, but just embracing my femininity, my body, my being able to use that. I think I love feminine energy.
Yes.
And being able to put that out is a thing.
All right.
Yes, and I said power. Just the power that we hold, the power that we give out, the power that we speak.
Okay. And like I said, being a life giver, whether it be with words, whether it be through giving birth to a child and uplifting and just being able to help heal and all that stuff, empower others. I feel like women have that gift. We all have it in us. I feel it, but you gotta tap into it.
Perfect.
Okay. So with that being said, thank y'all for listening to Consciously Tapped In. This episode will be available on YouTube with a special cipher from my sister, Poetically Courtney Lynn. So hey, y'all go over to YouTube and watch that. Watch this whole podcast again. You'll get your life.
God created the heavens and the earth, the land and the seas, animals, then man, then he put them to sleep because the world wasn't complete until he created me, woman. I am the original dream come true. Who you know paid more dues. There ain't no man in this world that can walk a mile in my shoes. I am woman. Even on my hardest days, I make this shit look easy. Please believe me, I be the mother, the teacher, the sister, the friend, the lover, the chef, the maid, the daughter, the niece, the beauty, and the beast. And I do all of that shit before I even put my kids to sleep. I'm Wonder Woman. And they wonder why a woman has the nerve enough to say anything a man could do, a woman could do better. But once we realize our full potential, that ain't shit you could tell us. And fellas, if you think we jealous, you got another thing coming. You better put some respect on my name. I'm a motherfucking woman.